sun coming up today. I know that I missed it. I'm hoping not everybody missed it. But Todaya, that you care enough to give us these beautiful things. You care enough to give us the beautiful flowers like the cherry blossoms and the cherry trees right outside the assembly. And I saw on the mountain right outside the assembly, there's a dogwood tree living in the rocks, living on the cliff that is going into bloom. And a lot of us feel that in our lives we are on the rocks, we are on the cliff. But that doesn't mean that we can't bloom. That doesn't mean that that spring's not going to come for us. And then after the blooming comes and sometimes plants can bloom and there's no green. There's just, there's flower. And then sometimes the flowers come later after the green. But we look forward to the fruit. And we want to grow righteous fruit for you, Abba. So help us learn from your creation, as you said it in Job, that we should learn from the trees and from the animals and from the sun and all of creation that praises you. That's one of the first lessons that we should learn, that they praise you. So we want to bring everything to you in praise. We love you. We adore you, Abba. Todaya, you are awesome beyond our comprehension. Todaya, that you are mindful of us. Todaya, Todaya for what you are doing in our lives. Todaya for us wanting to be here today to learn to grow, because we're going to learn so much more than we even think we're going to learn just by growing. So Todaya, forgive us for not paying attention to the little things, for not paying attention to the teeny little flowers, for not paying attention. I know, I'm a teacher. I need to throw in, most of those listening think that flowers are pretty colors. Why? Because the bees like them. They're pretty for the pollinators. The bees see ultraviolet. If you look at what the bees see, they don't see what we see. They don't see the pinks and the purples and the brilliant. That's not what attracts them. They see something completely different. So I have to ask myself, well, then why do we see the colors that we do? And we see it, I believe, because that's the Most High loving on us. That's the Most High knowing how those beautiful sunrises and sunsets with all those colors inspire us, give us hope. And so many of us miss those sunrises because we want to sleep in late. That has been me this week. And miss the sunsets because we're doing other things. But Toda, Yah, for those things, and forgive us for when we miss the simple things that you are sharing with us. And allow those who are coming through this class to look at your creation differently and to be inspired and to feel hope and to feel shalom, because all those things are in there, are in your creation for us. May our hearts be the fertile ground that you can plant your seeds in our life, not just in this session, but in this set-apart time, in this Moedim of Passover, and the first fruits, which is coming right after. So everything that you do, Abba, all of your Moedim are according to agricultural crops and seasons. So when we learn more about what to grow, we learn more about you. So help us to learn more about you and help us to become ready for the time that's coming. Because time is coming where Babylon's already trying to poison us with the food that they feed us, poison us by the very things that they've done to our ground and our water. So we will learn that we are, when you made Adam and Chava the caretakers of the Haaretz, it was more than just look around and name stuff. And we still have this power to talk to the soil. Show us that we can still, as we have been called back to your covenant, as we wake up and realize who and whose we are, that it is our responsibility to be the caretakers of this earth and to give it the righteous directions that it needs, because the enemy and his priests have not stopped giving it unrighteous directions. Why can witches and warlocks use the earth, use its creations to curse your people? Because they know and they use it. And we, your people, allow ourselves to be powerless because we don't know your knowledge. We don't use your creation the way we are supposed to. So help us just to awaken to those things. We look forward to all you are doing. Todaya, 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 todaya. Hallelujah. 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 G.A.I. Can I challenge you just for a moment? I try and close my prayers. I try and wake up when I remember. I have not done it this week because we're here. My brain is everywhere. But there is so much power in the name of the Most High, Yah. And his name is like a breath. And we know Ruach is breath. Have you ever tried breathing his name? So I'm going to challenge you now. Just try it. It's okay. This is a comfortable place, yes? I'm a teacher. I'm a rewired teacher of 31.3 years, science teacher. Now I forgot why I said that. It had to do with it being a comfortable place. I don't remember. Volunteers, voluntold. There was a reason. Okay. Yes, and I'm retired and rewired, and sometimes my brain is having parties while I'm supposed to be doing other things. Anyway, comfortable place. I said that for a reason. We're going to have fun. I'm going to stand. I know I'm supposed to sit. I remember, but there was a segue between comfortable place and his breath. Okay. Yeah. So the Ruach is breath. Yes. Okay. We are now live. I don't know if we're live. We're now being recorded for Memorex. Okay, we're live and Memorex. How many people know that commercial? I'm aging myself. Y'all know it's not live, it's Memorex. Who knows that? Oh, man, see? But that's all right. That's all right. Because black don't crack and I still look young. So it's just sometimes I start talking about stuff and I see that people are like, what's she talking about? I'm like, oh, y'all not that old? Okay. All right. So we're live and Memorex. Anyway, Ruach. I haven't forgotten that part. Ruach. We are going to breathe the name of the Most High Yah. We are going to inhale on the Yah and exhale on the Hua. So I challenge everybody to do it. I'm not going to put you on the spot right now. I'm not going to call you out if you don't. I might look at you funny, but only you and I will know that I'm looking, that I'm watching you. I may call you out later, not for this though, for some other things. But just think about it. And we're going to do it right now. And I challenge you maybe to start your day. Before you put your foot on the ground, before you even open your eyes, as soon as you come to consciousness, and sometimes I wonder if it shouldn't be, because sometimes you need to breathe out all that's in you first before you breathe him into you. So, you have a comment? I like that. I'm gonna try that right now. Yeah. Tell me your name, sis. Rejoice. I like that name. Go, rejoice. Thank you. Todaya. Oh boy, I hear water. Well, it's just water. Yeah, no, this is gonna need a rag. We're gonna leave it now. Yeah, it's localized in the middle. I'll clean it up later. No, it's not a speaker. It's all my other stuff. All right, welcome. What time is it? Wow. Oh, no, 9:30 I was supposed to start. Okay, I'm not that. That's fine. When you give right answers, I'm giving out numbers because at the end I have free stuff to give, free plants or seeds to give away. So there's that. I have the clicker. I'm supposed to have the clicker. I do have the clicker. So I'm Dr. Abigail. I'm a rewired science instructor of 31.3 years. I am from New York. I grew up in the Bronx. My mother's from the Caribbean, so I really hailed that part. And even though we grew up in the concrete jungle, she had 2 strips of dirt that she grew. So for me, summer is the smell of water on tomatoes. Why don't you garden more? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. No, you're fine. I don't want my back to you, but I want to be able to see. Okay. Some of this, who has, if you've never been to one of my things, raise your hand. Is this your first time? Ooh, newbies. Okay. All right. Why don't you garden more? I'm sure there's a lot of reasons. We know that we've been given the earth to keep, to shamar, not shema, but actually that is similar. And also, even though we're in Babylon, we've been told to build houses and dwell in them and plant gardens and do what? Eat the fruit of them. This is what we've been told to do even in Babylon. So why aren't you doing it? I'm sure you have reasons. Gardens and gardening teach life lessons. Some of that was in my prayer. Tons of scriptures on gardening and growing things. Some other reasons. Do you know what you are eating? Do you know the poisons that are in our food? Do you know that there is ammonia, carbon monoxide, and viruses purposefully in your meats? What happened? Thank you. Thank you. I can't see that. Thank you. That's easier for me to see. Shellac. How many of you work with shellac at elementary school that you put on molded the little clay and then you shellacked it so that it would freeze? That's in our food. Sand, antifreeze, BPA. Essentially, we need to read your ingredients if you're not doing it, but we need to be growing our own food. And even, okay, and you're like, but that's okay. I don't eat those fake foods. I eat vegetables. Are you familiar with I forget what EWG stands for, or I don't remember, but there's a Dirty Dozen that they put out each year. They haven't put it out yet for this year, I checked. But these are foods that we think are healthy that have the most amount of pesticides because they pick them up from the environment. Strawberries, even though you wash them, that they absorb right through the skin. A coat, rejoice. That's a good question. Organic, but the thing is, what does organic mean? I don't think that necessarily means it's not GMO. Organic, I believe, means that they don't use pesticides on it. But guess what? That's one of the first, well, that's not the first reason why they made GMOs, but that's one of the top reasons now for genetically modified organisms, so that they can spray as much pesticides or herbicides on it and it doesn't hurt the plant, so they GMO it. Or so that they don't have to use it, so they GMO it. So organic is not all that you think it is. Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to decide if I want to respond, but I'm not going to. But I will say this, and there are going to be many things, and that's one thing that I love about Great Awakening, is that we can agree to disagree on certain things. We have certain issues that we're not going to disagree on, but other things it's like, because I eat seedless grapes and prefer them. And grafting is something that we know, y'all know I'm talking about. They knew about grafting in Yahushua's time. They did grafting. And so a lot of times when we look at these plants, a lot of people think that seedless watermelons are GMO. They're not. They're hybrids. Plants are polyploid. Humans are diploid. We have 2 copies of our chromosomes everywhere in our body except for our eggs and our sperm. But plants are special. They could be diploid. They could be triploid, 3 copies. They could be quadruploid, 4 copies. And they can cross-pollinate. Seedless watermelon is when they took 2 different types of watermelon that had different ploidies. So they were like, it's like making a mule. Y'all know what a mule is? It's a mix between a horse and a donkey. They're close enough that they can reproduce and have offspring, but that offspring can't have offspring. So, anyway, I could stand here and talk for days about plant stuff, but I want to kind of keep it here. So, my point with this slide was, even when we think we're being healthy, do you pay attention to recalls? I'm on the recall list. Is it up there? I think it's the next click. Nope, sorry. No. I forget what it's called, but I get recalls sent to my email. You can do that. And a lot of these things, spinach is recalled, salads are recalled all the time. So even when you think you're doing right, Babylon finds a way to make it go wrong. So the only way that you know your salad is not going to have stuff is if you grow it, yourself. Okay. Sorry, I'm still learning my directions. Just a lot of things to think about. We think we're safe with our food deserts. They put poisonous food in the neighborhoods where melanated people live. Even in the same grocery chain, if you go to Kroger in a melanated neighborhood, it does not carry the same food as the Kroger in the non-melanated neighborhood. We have to grow our own. Food and gas, where does it come from? If we have a gas crisis, if we have a crisis, any kind of crisis, will we have food? Is the food that we eat, is it local? Is it, when I say local, I don't necessarily mean in the state we live, is it even from the country that we live in? So if there's a transportation issue, we gonna have food? Or are you gonna have food? I'm gonna have food. Water, in some states it's illegal for us to collect our own water. So check the, oh, that's right, I'm live. So check the rules and make sure you know what they are. So here's some examples of things that were recalled. And I also want to throw up that picture up there. That's essential oils. I know a lot of our sisters especially make these body products. Where are you getting your stuff from? Are you still getting it from Babylon? Or are you growing your own rosemary or whatever it is to make your essential oils? Because we can do that. All right. Food safety news. I knew I had it somewhere. Food safety news will give you right to your email, like you'll get first news about recalls, food recalls. So I see a lot of information about things that have been recalled. It's in the upper right-hand corner because I've given them my email address. Okay, I'm going to go through this quickly because I want to talk about what I brought. But these are, if you don't grow, these are reasons why you should. Plants in your home purify. How many of you have plants in your home? I know some of you. Yes. Okay, keep those hands up. Keep those hands up. How many of you have edible plants in your home? In your inside, in your house. Those things you're growing in the house are edible. Tell me, what you got? Aloe vera. Okay, aloe vera. Yes. Microgreens. Yes, brother. Inside? Good for you. That's how long you been growing rosemary inside? Months or years? Okay. Make sure it's got some extra lighting and that you don't water it, because I know that they don't do well so much. I see a hand in the back. What you got growing in the house? Mint. Okay, good for you. Rejoice. Basil and oregano. Yes, yes. Pineapple sage. Yes. Who else got growing some? Yes. Okay, tomatoes and peppers started in the house. Yes. Cherry tomatoes in the house. Yes. Rosemary in the house. Yes. Okay. Plants purify. Yes, there are pretty plants. But I like plants that are multi-purpose. So what else is it doing besides looking good? Can you eat it? Can you make medicine out of it? So there are houseplants that will detoxify. Ties to the earth. Grounding. How many of you know what grounding is? Brother in the back, tell us. And I can't remember too either, brother. I can't remember is this the positives? Is this I think it's the negatives because I think it's counterintuitive in my mind. Negative sounds bad, but it's really good. So, yes, were you going to say something else? Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Because I'm going to pass around, look at this paper. It came from a plant. I'm going to pass around an email list. So, sorry. So put your name and your email address, and I can send it to you. And in the past, I may have a QR code that links to it, but I don't think I did. I don't think this year I do. I did. It's the code, and I don't think I updated it. So there may be one, but I'm not sure. But I will definitely email it to you. And this way I can let you know about when the real classes are, because there are also classes through G.A.I that I teach. Yeah. There are 3 8-week classes that I teach, but you'll see more about that. So yes, ties to the earth. Get out there barefoot and allow there to be a transfer between you and the earth, because that's what we were created from. And my background is in biology. I've worked in a variety of labs, like real labs. And so I'm a scientist. And that's not a bad thing, because the supreme scientist is the Most High Yah. And he's the one that made all the rules that this world runs on, that the scientists are trying to understand, and that we should try to understand too. It's not bad, because it lets us know why we do the things we do and how we can do those things better. Did you have a question? Beaches. My husband's, that's not really his thing. He says that he's an engineer. He says I have negative ion sensitivity. So I'm drive with the top down, windows down, wind blowing through my hair, sounds of the waterfall. I like the noise. I like all that. He's like, please. And I think he's not here right now because he's preparing for his presentation. But I think he'll be okay if I share. That man goes to the beach with socks and shoes on, because he doesn't like the feel of the sand between his toes. That's not me. The only reason why I wear shoes now is because I have to. Otherwise, I'm standing. Otherwise, it hurts. So I can't. But I find myself a place in the beach and I dig a hole. It's usually a foot deep with my feet. So, and there's science behind that, why beaches are healthy for us. So just quickly, let's play y'all know what Prozac is. What's Prozac? What kind of medicine? Yeah, what does it do? Zoloft is one. Antidepressant. You know there's an original Zoloft and a Prozac? The soil. The smell of compost. And for years I wondered, it just, for me, I like it. It's a very earthy smell. And then science found out that there's a bacteria in it that produces a scent that is calming for us. The Most High knew what he was doing. We are supposed to be in the soil. It helps our brains. It helps our bodies. Sorry to the ox who are, I see you, pro weightlifting, but it burns more calories than that. Yes, brother. Yes, sir. So the left is a scientific article with research and then the right is just something, that most people will read. Okay. Solution. You good? This one or the one before? So I'm learning that the cures to all that we need is in the food that we eat. The more I teach these classes, the more I realize all those weeds out there, they're good for something. It's like almost every last one. I see something, I look it up, and I go look at it. I'm like, oh, they're studying this because they think it might help them with such and such. All right, I want to get past this. So my question to you, are you a consumer or a producer? We're all consumers. We all eat stuff, but are you producing the things that you eat? And for me, money's important. I'm frugal. That's a nice way of saying I'm cheap, but I'm frugal. If I can get it for free, I'm going to get it for free. Don't you want that? Don't you want free? All right, so these are some of the excuses. I'm sorry. These are some of the reasons why people say that they can't grow their own food. Well, I don't have enough land. I just have my front yard. That's my house. All those plants you see in the front yard are edible or medicinal. Flowers are edible and medicinal. Pansies. Y'all know pansies. That's my favorite flower because they got little faces on them. Edible. Tastes like licorice. I don't like licorice, but I like pansies. It's like the natural licorice flavor. Pansies are edible. Violets are edible. You can make violet jelly. I think I've seen violets in the ground here. Yes. The flavor, yes. Oh, so all of those things you can use. I think those are all things that I've used in my yard that are edible. Yes? Yeah, you get them online, or you take classes with people who got free seeds to give away. So you can eat your yard. And that's my goal. And I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm going to jump the gun. Y'all see the little highlighted letters in the lower right-hand corner? For my next number. Well, who's got I lost track. Who's got 5? Somebody got a number 5? Who's got 6? Who's got 7? Okay, for number 7, what are those letters? G, G, L, T, F, G, and F, 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 F. Anybody know what they stand for? All right, I'm going to write number 7. When you think you figure it out, you'll be the first to get number 7, which means you'll be 7th in line to come and get your stuff. You're going to see them on the different slides. All right. What does it mean? I just like that you looked that up. Here you go. Environmental what? Environmental Working Group. That was that slide that was talking about poisons in the environment. And I could not remember what it stood for. I like him. So number 8, to anyone who could figure out, and when you figure it out, just stand up and say, I know what it is. Okay, I must go faster. So this is my current house in the forest. So I now have a food forest. What happened? The sister's not here. Is the sister here who had the discussion? Who lives in Wisconsin and thought it was too cold? You have a question. You're not that sister. An answer. Go ahead. What's the answer? All right, I'm going to let you, maybe I should have said this. What do those letters mean in the context of this presentation? So, because I did not say that, I'm going to let you guys decide if she should get number 8. Yes? Yes for effort? I don't know. Oh, you said yes? All right. So, I'm going to give you a number 8, but I'm sorry, those weren't the right answers. No, it's not growing green. These are very specific to this presentation. So did you guys know that daylilies are edible? Every part of the daylily is edible. The flower is edible, the roots are edible, and the stalks, the early greens, are edible. And you know what's cool about them? They reproduce. You know what else is cool about them? They're pretty. They have all the little check boxes. And you can grow them in very cold climates. Because the sister in Wisconsin, she's like, wait, I have to, because she was like, I can't grow anything. It's too cold. I live in Wisconsin. But then she said she had daylilies. I'm like, you can eat those. So this could be the beginning of your food forest, which are foods that you plant once and keep coming back. And even better yet, multiply. Yes, sir. Yes, but then what happens in the summer? Yes, but what happens in the summer? See, yeah, kale's finicky, and it doesn't like the warm weathers, and then you have to fight off the loopers, the white butterflies, the brassica butterflies, and they make a mess of it. So you can keep it alive, but it's harder to do. Yes, ma'am. No, specific to this class. Specific to this class at H.A.I, brought to you by G.A.I. Did I say that all right? George Great Awakening, G.A.I. No, I said all right, Great Awakening International. Yes, you have an answer? Yes, sir. No, because not everybody lives in the same place. Not everybody has the same skills, the same sun, the same water, the same soil, and the same temperament. So no, I don't have. Do I have several lists? I do have several lists. And I talk more about them in the classes. And if you want to wait afterwards, I can, do a quickie diagnosis, see what you have, and we can figure that out. But no, I don't have one list. There are a few lists that I'm going to talk about in here. Okay. So, hey, there's one for your list for outdoor growing. I don't know how well these would do indoors. But for outdoor growings, daylilies. Do not confuse them with Asiatic lilies, which are the Easter lilies. They grow up in a stalk and they put a whole bunch of flowers off that big stalk. Those are poisonous. Not those. Daylilies, they're floppy. There's a picture, well, yeah. That upper left-hand picture, they're sometimes called ditch lilies because they too can grow wild. And you'll find them in a lot of ditches where there's water by the side of the road. The only thing is, if those are yours, I would possibly gather some legally, grow them, and then eat the ones you've grown. Because if they're on the side of the road, they're getting the road exhaust and all that road pollution. So I don't know that I would want to eat those. But they are a lot of places. All right. Yes? Yes, you can put a butterfly screen over your brassicas. I've tried that. They've still got it in. But yes, that helps. Yes. Yes, is that a question? Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Nope. I'll give you a hint. Those three things, they all have something in common. If you're going to find one, you'll probably find all three of them in the same place. Yes. Nope. Sorry. Say again? Say again? Nope. All right. People who say they don't know, they don't have enough room. And I'll give you a hint. Notice that they change from the slides. It changes based on what the slide is talking about. Did you know you can grow stuff in the window? Now, let me let you know. It's probably not going to be enough light in your window to grow enough food for you to eat. You will need to supplement your light. So if you're just growing something, you're not eating it, it's a low-level light thing, that's fine. But if you're trying to grow for food, you need light. Just get used to it. It won't be enough for you to grow it in your window. That's a good start. It's a good start. It's a great start, especially, what number are we on? 9? For number 9, what facing window should you grow in for the best light? Stand up and yell it. Who said that? Who said it? Yes, who said south? I thought it was you. By the way, this lovely Zakane is the one who likes to wear.
What?
What do you like to wear at the beach? on your feet?
Oh, shoes, water shoes.
He tried to clean that up. Water shoes. If left to your own devices and not things that your Isha bought you, what do you wear on your feet at the beach?
What to wear? What?
Do you wear shoes and socks at the beach? Okay. I guess I didn't tell the truth. Here, you can give 9 to whoever you like. What he said though was about the side that the sun that you should grow on was true. South. You answered the question correctly. You got the number. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah. Say what they stand for. What do they stand for? Yay, that is correct. G.A.I. is growing greatness. It's actually longer than that. Growing greatness, making medicines, and cultivating cures. But I just stuck with G.A.I. Lessons from the Garden, that's the entry-level class. And G.A.I. Growing Goodness is on Sunday mornings at 9, I believe, Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so all my times will be Eastern Standard Times. Lesson from the Garden is the recommended first course, and that is the least expensive, because some of these courses are expensive. But that one, I think, is now $75. But you can apply that money to the next level up gardening course. I don't know if you know that. If you knew that, Akot Tikwa, did you know that? That you can apply that money as a coupon off your next gardening course, from your last gardening course. And then what was the other one? Oh, FF, forming and farming food forest. Okay. So you can grow in your, yes, sir. No, I didn't, but I will explain that in Lessons from the Garden and the food farming class. I don't think I have a picture because the sun rises from the east, sets in the west. So if it was, okay, a lot of you said east. What happens at midday? How much sun is your plant getting? It's not, because it rises in the east, but now after midday, depending on where you are, it's now behind you. And especially if there's a house there, that's not getting light. So that'd be a great place. East would be a great place to plant something like what you were trying to plant, but you said that the sun ate it all up. And I said, mine grow in the shade. You remember? Those strawberries. So that's why they thrive, because they get the morning sun, but the hotter sun in the afternoon, they're shielded from. Yeah, oh, good, I'm hearing, oh, yes. So the sides of your house make a difference. So in your house, the windows with the most amount of light are the south-facing windows, unless, of course, you got a neighbor with a bigger house that's like, unless you're looking at a brick wall, then that doesn't work. But if it's not blocked, then that's it. Were there some hands? Yes, ma'am. Orange what? Yes, 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 yes. Wildflowers. Uh-huh. No, you know what? My cosmos don't grow well either, and they're outside. I got lots and lots of seeds. Is there another clicker, or is there a battery I can have for the clicker, please? It's no longer working. Oh, it should work now? Thank you. Okay. I don't have it. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Yeah. What are you trying to grow it for? Cosmos? What's the purpose of putting it in your smoothie? So the petals. Sweet William. It's the scientific name is Dianthus, Dianthus. Sweet William. It's a cold, wet. It's blooming now. In fact, it blooms year round, and it doesn't use a lot of water because I've got it in pots that I forget to water, and it grows. So Sweet William is hard to kill, and it's sweet William. Sweet William, sometimes they'll say Dianthus. And it is sweet. It tastes like sweet lettuce. And they come in hot pinks. They come in white, pink, striated, reds. That if you're doing it for color, that pansies will look good. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot. So they have Sweet William too. Okay. I know we like seeds. I know I brought seeds. If you're a new gardener, start with plants. Don't invest 6 months of your life planting a seed, caring for a seed to find out, ooh, that's a weed. That's not the seed I planted. Start with plants, get good with the adults, and grow them to the end of their life cycle. They'll produce seeds, and now you'll have thousands of seeds. And so now if some of the seeds don't germinate, it's okay because you got more. So I would not start. The only seeds that I purchase are seeds that I can't find the plants to in the grocery store or Whole Foods or Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. Then I'll buy seeds. Yes. Yes. Potted for you, that's a great place to start. That's a great place to start. And I think those are cheaper than going to the nursery and getting them. The plants in the grocery store, now they'll have things like thyme, parsley, cilantro, basil, especially basil, because basil doesn't live in the wintertime. So the only way I would get fresh basil would be to grow it indoors or to get it from the grocery store. The other things, thyme is year-round. I always have thyme growing. I always have oregano growing in Georgia, even in the winter. So I always have fresh stuff. What? Yes. But I don't have time now. I got to go faster. Must go faster. So I don't know if I'm going up or down. I'm going, all right, so we talked about this. Upper right, well, we're going to come to that again. Don't have enough room. Our ancestors have some things called keyhole gardens. The upper right-hand picture is a picture of what that looks like officially. The left-hand picture is my yard. I created two things, a keyhole garden and a stray bales to make a garden. But essentially what it is you make a border around, you put a compost bin in the middle, and then you grow plants all the way around. So if you don't have a lot of water, you're adding the moisture to that middle, and the plants can get it from the middle. So it's a space saver for growing food. Now, please know, if you read the scientific journals, they're finding microplastics in our bodies, in our brains, in the placenta, in our blood. So if at all possible, don't use plastic. But if that's all you have, get growing. And you can get it free. And I brought plastic for you to take plants home in. So, you got to do what you got to do, but just know that plastic is not the best choice, okay? So if you can use something else, use something else. But if you could use plastic, because a lot of those white buckets were free. Those are icing buckets from Publix, from Kroger, from a variety of places where you can get free food-grade plastic. I think I have a slide talking about that. Yes, sir. Yes, there are benefits and drawbacks to all. Raised beds will yes, they warm up quicker. You've brought the soil on top. I am a lasagna gardener, so I'm always adding to my stuff. It's becoming a raised bed. And because it's harder for me to get down, raised beds are good for people who can't pick the stuff off the ground. But raised beds dry out faster. and there are disadvantages. Right now, that's the only one I can think of. They're further from the soil, and all the things that you need to make your soil great are in raised beds. Are in the earth, are in the soil. It depends on your ground. Not my ground. I'm in Georgia clay? Nah. But I'm terraforming. My soil is getting better every year because of what I'm doing to it. That sounds like good soil. Yes, ma'am. Red just means iron. Red dirt is not necessarily bad. Georgia is red clay. There's clay, there's sand, and there's silt. Is it correct? Wait. Clay, sand. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. But there are 3 different types of soil. Clay is the smallest. It's like powder, and it becomes cement, and it holds water, and it doesn't have a lot of organic material, and that's why and there are some plants that love it, but most plants don't. Most plants don't. So clay soils need to be amended, and don't amend them with sand because clay and sand make cement. The best way to amend is organic material. And by organic material, I'm talking about the organic material you produce. I'm talking about your onion skins, your carrot tops, your talk to me, your paper bags, your paper towel rolls, your banana peels, your orange. That's what I mean, the compost you produce. Okay? You stay away from fertilizers. They're chemical. They change your soil permanently. Thank you. Thank you. Look, hey, we're talking about it. So, yeah, all that stuff. So you can compost your own soil. If you are growing completely indoors, be careful. Because compost is when you take organic material and bacteria. Well, before the bacteria, the maggots, the flies, the worms, all the things that most of you think are creepy crawlies. They make it smaller, and then finally the bacteria can change that organic material into inorganic fertilizer. So if you do this in your house, you're either not going to want a lot of those ingredients that I just mentioned in your soil, or you're not going to have access to them. So what you can do in your house, and I don't have a slide for it, you can do vermicomposting. Number 10, what's vermicomposting? VERMI composting. If you've got kids, this is a great project for them. Worms. You can grow worms. And you can buy worm castings in the high-end stores for lots and lots of money. Yes, sir. You get a bucket. You poke some holes in the top, you can actually grow a worm tower. There are variations. It could be from 1 to 3 buckets. The easiest, get a bucket, put some holes in the top. I have gallon buckets. Shred up some newspaper, throw it in there, go to the bait store, get red wigglers. Those aren't the big ones, the earth crawlers. They're not the big fat ones. They're the little ones that when you jump, they jump. That's why they're called red wigglers. They're bait worms, and they're very good composters. And then put in your kitchen scraps. And then over a couple months, they will eat the kitchen scraps, and they will leave their worm poop, which is called worm castings, and it's perfect fertilizer. Because they have in their digestive system the bacteria that you need to break down what you want for your plants. So if you're doing indoor gardening exclusively and you want to make your own compost, I would recommend you use worms. Yes, ma'am. So free compost, you're saying? Oh, the thing that they sell now for inside your house? I can't verify those. What I know is, because I've looked into those, The biological process that I know needs to happen, make compost in 48 hours. How? Nah, that sounds like some chemical manipulation to me. I've looked into it, and I've even bought some stuff that's supposed to help even for out to speed up. It didn't work for me. I don't know. I know what works for me. I know what I look to see what the Most High is doing in nature, and I try and copy that. All right, sorry. Must go faster. Am I going the right way? I'm going the wrong way. And then people, again, do what works for you, do what's working for you. But the problem with that tumbler, that's a tumbler for people who, well, I need it up high, and I put my compost in, and I turn it. What's missing from that equation? It's not airtight. You don't need light for decomposition. You can add water. It doesn't need light. Decomposition usually happens in the dark. Earth is living. Earth is living. That's part of why grounding works. That's why the smell of the microbes gives us release. And then we've got we've got creatures that come and go. They'll come like the worms. You don't have to buy worms. If you build it, they will come. Put the food there, they'll come. They'll eat and then they'll leave. That's why this garden works real well. Because you put the compost in they have got the pictures in the worms, the little squiggly things on the right, the worms. They come to the buffet table because you put all your stuff in the middle. They chow down, then they go back into the soil. Then they leave a few fertilizers out where your plants are. Oh, wait, let me go get some more food. And then you will see your pile will go down. So the worms will come. You don't have to put worms. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. So all those things that the Most High has provided that is in the soil, you miss when you've got these plastic tumbler things. Oh, what I forgot. There are questions in here, but I'm taking too long anyway. What are 2 main reasons plastic tumblers are not the best way to keep? Okay, yeah, I've talked about that because you don't have the soil is the main reason. All right. I don't have good, so I have a concrete, I live in an apartment, and I just have a driveway. Okay, grow on the driveway. Use straw bales. You can convert straw bales into soil. It's not so simple as just straw. Oh, I have questions. What does it mean to condition a straw bale? We're still at number 10. Anybody ever hear of straw bale gardening? That's new? Do you know what a straw bale is? They were using them, they broke them down, but when it rained 2 days ago, I think, they spread the straw on the grass. So you can buy straw bales. They're in the shape of rectangles. You see a lot of them around in October, in the fall season. You buy straw bales. And you can, now, you can't just grow. I didn't talk about this because I can't talk about everything. But with composting, there are greens and browns. You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance of fresh stuff, not necessarily the color green, but all the stuff that's wet and slimy that you don't, if you leave it in a bag in your car, you got to throw out everything because it's just slimy and all. That's green. Browns are boxes, paper towel rolls, newspaper, regular paper. Those are browns. In order for your compost to be its best, to live its greatest life, it needs to have a balance of both. All right, now I said that for a reason. Oh, so straw bales are brown, not just because their color is brown, but they just got dry stuff. You have to add wet stuff. You have to add nitrogen. And I'm going to say something very controversial. Yes, ma'am. Garbage can is not going to, depending on how big the garbage can is and how well you pack it, it needs air. And lack of air, when you have anaerobic systems, then you get anaerobic bacteria, which doesn't smell nice. So that's not going to produce the nice smell that makes you feel happy. That's better. Ground is always better.
Yes, you don't even have to dig a hole. I've used old dog kennels on top of the ground because as stuff gets placed on top, the things on the ground will come up. And it's always good, especially if you're starting a compost pile, to take a scoop of dirt. Not that you got from that you got from the nursery. Your dirt, take a scoop and throw it in there to start the thing off. And ideally, they should be turned to get the oxygen, and they should be kept moist. But it doesn't have to be, because nobody's out there turning the soil really in the forest. Okay? So quickly, what nitrogen fertilizer is available in every household for free? Grass? In the household? You got grass in your house? Yeah, in the house. In the house for free. No, what nitrogen fertilizer that can be used to condition your straw bales? Who said that? Urea. Urea. We're not feeding it to plants. We're feeding it to compost because it's high in nitrogen, and that's going to balance our green where that's the brown. And it's going to feed the bacteria that will convert the urea into nitrite and nitrate. And plants think that nitrate is great. And yeah, I'm using that. It's slower, and are we talking used coffee grounds? Yeah, used are better because non-used can be acidic. So I'm using coffee a lot in my garden, mainly to make the ants move, because the ants don't like it. So when the ants make mounds, I get some coffee and I throw it where they go. Yes, coffee grounds, used coffee, which Starbucks has plenty of. You just might. Oh, he's left again. My husband is he's my coffee ground champion, and I have never gotten a bag of myself. I've gotten a bag of grounds, and I got plenty. So they know him. They know him by name, and I think his name is Gil. I don't know if Gil knows that he's in competition with my husband, but I hear about it. I beat Gil today. I got the grounds before he did. He's like, sorry, babe, no grounds. Gil got there first. So people, this is the thing. They're not going to look at you funny. People go and get the grounds from Starbucks or I think he's gotten from McDonald's too. Any place that has coffee, they got to get rid of their grounds. It's trash. So yes, I've been using it, and I've not seen any negative effects. And people say a lot of different things. All right, was there another question? Fire ants? Those are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah, the other ants, they're ants. They don't bother me, but the fire ants, because they bite. And it's not good. All right. If you don't like dirt, can you grow without dirt? Sure. Yes, question. Okay. Yes. Yes. Don't do it hot. don't give it to your plants when it's hot. There were plants in there? Or was just the soil? Okay, I would not advise you to do, but you brought up a good point. Your spaghetti water, your rice water, your boiled egg water, and your vegetable, you just boil don't boil the vegetables, steam them. But okay, you boil the vegetables, your vegetable water. Any water that you have in your house, yeah, that's great water to water your plants. Yes, don't give it to them hot. They don't want tea. They don't want tea. Well, I know that sometimes, and I'm sorry, and I will say this because there's plenty of research to back it up. I would never Miracle Grow. I would least of that should be your last resort. Anything over Miracle Grow. One of the and if you go, I'm on Facebook in a lot of melanated gardening groups. They tell the same story. They get a lot of fungus gnats and stuff in their soil. So, and sometimes there are people in the soil who like to make sure their soil are extra clean. I'm making eye contact with one, not anymore though. So that was when I would you can put boiling water on your soil to maybe, like the fungus gnats. I don't know that it would kill the bacteria because you'd have to actually like autoclave it. But fungus gnats and other things that you want to kill in your soil, diseases, that might be a way to do that. Did I see another hand? Yes, sir. Is what true? I'm speaking from personal experience. I get those problems. I don't use it. So, and they're in bed with Monsanto. Yeah, there's a lot of things going. So, it's not my go-to. I'll use anything else that they. In fact, Lowe's is where I think most get stuff. I think their generic stuff is evergreen. I use Lowe's. They have a compost manure mix. That's what I use most. And then second to that is they have a topsoil, and I'll use that. No, I lied. That's not topsoil. Potting soil is my second choice for Lowe's. That's what I use. I don't use Miracle Grow. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 No, that's fine. And you know what's good? Mushroom compost. Even better if you're growing your own mushrooms, and I do that too. But mushroom compost, but it's more expensive. Remember, and I say, for me, finances have a lot to do with it. So if you want the good stuff, that mushroom compost is really good. But it's really expensive. You're grabbing whatever is in the woods as well. But if you have that, that's fine. And if it's on your property, go for it. Yes. And if it's black, yeah, that sounds good. And biochar is good too. If you burn your own wood without not if you burn your wood. He's not here. Barbecue at my house, I'm sorry. It depends on who's cooking. My husband, he loves his lighter fluid. Not that wood. Don't, that's not good biochar. But if you blew on it and got your kindling and fanned it, or I use a chimney. I don't know it's like a tube, and you put your coals in, and the heat convection brings it up. And so, yes, biochar is also, if you have wood that you didn't add chemicals to, that you burn, that's great for gardens. So you can use aquaponics to grow food. These are all, I no longer do aquaponics. For me, it was too much work. Those are tilapia. You can barely see them in the lower right-hand corner. They don't grow as fast as they say they grow. They were supposed to be table size in 9 months. Mine were not table size in 9 months. I could have eaten them, but they were only this big. That wasn't big enough. Well, maybe this big. My plates are bigger than that. Oh, I said table size. Sorry, plate size. My dinner plates are bigger than that. But you see how well on top those plants are growing, and you see that even though they're in a window, they had additional lighting. So I no longer use that lighting. Those are T8 lights. I use Walmart lights. I'm talking about the Walmart daylights. I think there'll be a picture coming up. So I don't do expensive anymore. I don't even know that they sell those anymore. Yes. That's a good question. Yeah, sometimes you get them. In my aquaponics unit, what I learned to do is, instead of direct planting everything into my grow beds, I put them in pots. That way, if that plant had an infection, because like aphids were my thing, and they like certain plants more than others, I would take that plant out. All you have to do is wash them off. I would take it outside, rinse them off, and then I could put it back. So, yeah, if you grow inside, the problem is outside, there are bugs all around. But there are prey and there are predators. In yours, it depends on your tolerance. Because I will admit that I've let ladybugs loose in my house to eat my aphids. I don't think I like that idea. And the ladybugs didn't like it either. And in fact, they all escaped. They didn't stay inside. They escaped. So, but, you're talking to a biologist who loves biology, and I've brought in, I've taught students, and I like to bring stuff in and then take them to school. So I've brought in praying mantis egg cases or spider egg cases. And that was before I realized if you bring them inside, they're going to hatch sooner than if you leave them outside. So I woke up, for those of you who've seen Charlotte's Web, when all the babies were hanging from the top and waiting for the wind to blow them. I came downstairs, and I'm like, oh, goodness, spiders hanging from the ceiling. And I was like, or praying mantises. Oh, the praying mantis egg case hatched. There were praying mantises everywhere. So in the wild, we've got predators that eat the prey. So if you keep, that's another reason to grow stuff outside, if you really can't deal with the bugs inside. There are ways around it, but yeah, sorry, they got to eat too. You can use, those are the buckets that I was talking about. You can grow other things. I grow lion's mane mushrooms and oyster mushrooms. You don't have to be able to build stuff. That's just PVC. Oh, sorry. Who can tell me what A is and who can tell me what B is? A is labeled and B is labeled. Say, is which one, A or B? And what's B? B is in the picture, but that's a zoomed in. Yes, PVC pipes and rebar. PVC pipes and rebar. That's how I build my greenhouses. Now that my beautiful Ish is around, he likes wood, and he likes chopping up, and he likes doing all that wood stuff. And I used to deal with wood when I was in my I'm Every Woman stage, but now that's just too much work. I used to have a circular saw and everything. I would, but I ain't got time for that. This is so simple. You take the rebar. It comes in different lengths. I think I get 2 foot. You get a mallet. You bang it in the ground. You get the PVC. You can buy it. I buy it at 10 feet. And you can fit that in your car. Just blow the back window, and put it in the front seat, and it can hang out the back window. And get a PVC. I see you a PVC cutter and cut. And that's a 1/2 inch. And it slides right over. And then from Amazon, you can't see them, but I get PVC clips. That's painter paper to make my greenhouse. And I clip that with my PVC clips, and boom, instant greenhouse. Yes, ma'am. I've seen them too. Never tried it. I've seen it. Copper's expensive. It's kind of on my list somewhere later. It looked interesting. I didn't see anything that I thought it was like, ooh, it sounded legit. I can't speak from personal experience. What time? Sorry. Oh, wrong way. Free dirt. Check where you live and see where in the county I used to live, they had free compost for residents. My present county doesn't have that, but I also live now where there are cows within walking distance from my house. So maybe that's why. Before I lived more in the city, so check and see if there's compost. I used to make, because it was free, you would just drive up. Oh, and the video's not working. It's okay. That truck on the left-hand side, if you've got land and you've got you got little people or medium people or big people to help you, you can get free soil from chipdrop.com. They will find an arborist near you who's trying to get rid of their wood chips, and they will come deliver it to you. But if you order, be prepared for a truckload of soil. It took me 18 months to get rid of that soil out my front yard. To show. And I had people come over and help me, and I had all sorts of help. 18 months, okay? And that's a good way to start. All right, I must go faster. Okay, so, I really could talk forever. I want to talk about what I brought you, some of what I brought you. You'll learn specifics about the good things that these plants do for you in the Growing Goodness class. That's where we'll learn about the medicinal benefits of these plants. So I have 3, excuse me, please. 3 containers of lemon balm. And now these guys have been in these containers packed up for a week. So they're looking kind of rough. It's okay. It's okay. They'll be okay. So I have 3 containers of lemon balm. That's these ones in the deli dishes. It's in the mint family, but it doesn't spread like mint. They would do better outside. On the board is some of the things that they do. They're good internally. They're good topically. They're all over the research. This is a really great plant to have. Huh? How, though? Is it just because it's a plant? As a tea? Okay. And I'm sorry, I didn't take these out. They're sitting in the wetness. Shake, shake, shake. Anybody know what this is? Shake, shake, shake. Yes. Yes. Would you like it? What is it? Say it louder. Say it louder. Say it loud. Say it proud. I'm going to give you a number because you answered, so you don't want the loofah. Okay. Who wants the loofah? I saw your hand. It's a loofah. Oh, she doesn't know. This is in here, loofah sponge. But guess what I found out? They are delicious. You can't eat them at this side. This is way, way too late to eat this. Why is this sounding like this? The seeds. I took the seeds out of one of these and counted them. How many do you think there were? 103. 103. You said you wanted this, right? You don't want it? Right here? Right here in front of you? I purchased 1 pack of seeds online. I ain't gonna purchase no more seeds. I got so many of these. This took over, but you're gonna get some today. My sister right here, did you want this? You don't want it? You changed your mind? Come, I'm gonna show you right now. Come on. What's your name, sweetheart? Tiara. Everybody give her a round of applause for Tiara. She gonna do some work. So what we're gonna do is this, by the way, you can stand with me. This past summer was the first time I grew loofah. So I'm always learning to grow new stuff. In my gardening groups, they were growing it. I don't really use loofah sponges, but they were growing it, and it's like, I want to grow a loofah. I'm going to grow a loofah. So I grew more than a loofah. I grew a whole bunch of loofahs, and these things took over my arbors. And but guess what? I found out they're edible. And the squash, it's like a squash. The animals that eat my squashes, they didn't eat the loofahs. And if you cut them, if you harvest them at this size, they are delicious. They taste like yellow, straight or crookneck squash. They're kind of a sweety, buttery, a little bit of slime, but not okra slime. Just a little bit of melt in your mouth-ish. And I ate them I ate them for breakfast with my eggs. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. Because they're squash. They're cucurbits. And I may have looked it up. Well, but that's because if you let it get too fibrous, so I've learned the window's real short, and anybody who grows okra know, if you sleep on okra, you go out one day, it's this big. You go out the next day, I'm not lying, it's this big, and now it's too late. These grow like that. So I started missing them, and I'm like, okay, I missed it, I'll just let it go. And then I'll collect the seeds. So this is also part of my in this case I bought the seeds, but these, you're gonna see, because she's gonna get in there. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put you in a chair, and you're gonna peel this off, but just try and get all the little peely stuff on the chair. And then maybe if you're nice to her, she'll give you some loofah seeds. But I still have 2 full loofahs up here, and I have loofah seed packets if you're interested. They're vining, so you want to grow them on a fence or on something. Did I see a hand? Was there a hand? Yes. Okay, thank you. There is nobody else in this room. So what I'm going to, well, we'll see. You had a question? Oh, they are? Okay. All right, well, then I must go much faster. So, Zoom, loofahs, asparagus beans. Oh, I no longer have 2 minutes. Asparagus beans, so many lessons. They have ants that protect them. It's so cool because they produce ectofloral nectaries. They produce sweet stuff to lure the plants to come and attack them. Anybody who wants to come and take them off. But that's real easy. I flick the ants and then I pick the bean and it's fine. Those ants are not the ones that ever bit me. They're just those fire ants. So because other people need to use this space, I'm just going to zoom through. I've got samples. There are lessons. I've run out of time. Thank you for coming. This is just saying try to grow from seed to seed. The seeds, the chickpeas that you buy in the grocery store, you can grow them. The black beans, I just grew them last year. I was like, wait a second. I love black beans because black beans with cilantro, why am I not growing back black beans? So I want to see whether black beans or pintos were pole beans, which means they grow in a vine, or they grew them or were bush beans. And I found out that my black beans were bush and the pintos were poles. I wanted it to be the other way because pole beans you can grow on something tall. You don't have to bend over to pick them up. So just showing you how to deadhead your flowers so that they'll produce more flowers because you know from the flowers come the seeds, right? From the flowers come the seeds. Lemongrass, I have some lemongrass up here. I have different types of lemongrass. You can get this at the farmer's market. I got 9 of these for $1.23. And then these, the lemongrass does not exist, does not go through the winter. So these ones that are really leafed out, they got roots. I just dug up the ones that were still in the yard and brought them inside. And then they produced roots because I knew that we were coming, that I would be here. I had a story about sunflowers, no time. There are sunflower seeds over there. Somebody asked me for a list. Who asked me for a list? Did the brother leave? There's a list. Take that picture for him. So, 25 fruits and veggies that you can grow in buckets grouped by difficulty, and I think I've grown all of these. Yes, so this was a website, but I didn't agree with them on their level of difficulty, but these are things you can grow in buckets. So you can grow these on your balcony, you can grow these outside your front door, outside your back door. There's no reason why you can't grow these. And I think almost all of them, at least, if you can't grow them as a perennial, something that comes back year after year, you can grow them as an annual, something that will harvest once, and then you save the seeds, and then the following year you grow it. When you learn your plants, when you start growing your own plants, you'll learn other things that are wild edibles and medicinals. Because I believe there will be a time that we're going to be in the wilderness. We're going to have to leave our houses. And then we're going to have to, yes, I know that the Most High can do all things. But I prefer to know already what plants are edible so I don't have to find out from an upset stomach, oh, don't eat that. Or there are some plants that are poisonous until you cook them for 30 minutes. How many people had to die before they figured that out? I don't want to be that person. So now's the time to me to learning how I didn't know that tulip trees were magnolias. A clear person had to tell me that. I'm going the wrong way. I was like, you mean that tulip tree? He was like, no, magnolia tree. And I'm like, so I went home and I looked it up. And he was right. Tulip trees are magnolia trees. And they're edible. And they're delicious. They're delicious in your eggs. Then you have your Jerusalem artichokes, pine needles, high in vitamin C. High in vitamin C. Why buy it? I can give it for free. I understand what you're saying. But yes. You make a tea? You can make pine Sprite. I didn't like it. My husband did. It's a cordial. You ferment it. pine needles with sugar. They already have the yeast on them, the wild yeast, and you let it sit for 10 days, and they get the bubbles, and he drank it all. I didn't like it, but he did. What is that? Wild onions, scallions, and onions, very, very medicinal. Mimosa, which are not indigenous to this continent, but they use them in China. They look like powder puffs in the spring. They use them as a relaxant. They've got issues. I have a tree of them. Passion fruit. There is a type of passion fruit called maypops that live in this country that you can grow. So reasons why gardening is good for your health. And yes, I feed the birds and the butterflies. And you'll like this. One of the last reasons why gardening is fun is because the Most High has a sense of humor. I pulled that out my ground. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Moving forward, where do we go from here? All right, take out your phones. There is a chat in the G.A.I. chat groups. Is G.A.I. Health is Wealth. Food forest and gardening. Okay. Got that. You can see me after. Here are the classes. There are the Q codes for the class. Lessons from the garden. 3, 2. Not sure. Yes. Lessons from the garden, growing greatness. I have them on my poster too, and I'll move my poster so they can practice. So you can come over here. 1, 2, and 3. Come get your stuff. If you got numbers 1, 2, or 3, because we got to get out of here. Come get. Don't take more than 3 things. Don't take more than 3 things. Just come. You can take plants. If you're taking a live plant, there are buckets over there. Just fill them up with water. There's enough. Don't worry, there's enough. 1, 2, 3, and 4 come up. All my classes are at Georgia G.A.I. or H.A.I. I have lots of elderberry. I thought I would have help, but these are my elderberry plants. These are elderberry plants. These are pomegranates. I think they're labeled. Yes. You could do lots with elderberry. I didn't bring any of those, and I guess we're done. So, I have 3 strawberries. So if you want strawberries, they're in this bag. If you have a number, come up. Just helping people take these out and putting them in the buckets.
What is your favorite? Can you go back? The QR.
It's on here. The QR codes for the classes are here. Thank you for anybody else who wants to come up, just be an orderly way. Start off with taking 3, and if there's still stuff, you could take more. So I don't want to go home with any of this stuff. Thank you for coming. I hope to see you. If you have questions for me and you see me, ask me questions, and I will move myself over to the side and be available for you.